Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Khushi and I'm a JRF holder in English and I have made this channel for all things literature. But today we will be discussing about UGC NET paper 1, how you can prepare paper 1 and ace it as well without any coaching. If you are new here, please do consider subscribing before you leave. In this video, I will also be talking about my strategy, the resources that I used. I will also be attaching some random photographs of my notes here and there on the screen for reference. Having said all of this, let's begin with the video, which is to talk about UGC NET Paper 1 and its preparation. So the UGC NET Paper 1 consists of 10 subunits or 10 modules, starting from teaching aptitude till comprehension. So you will find questions from areas related to teaching aptitude, research aptitude, communication, environment, ICT, mathematical ability, data interpretation, comprehension, so on and so forth. In total, 50 questions will be asked with regard to these 10 modules that I just mentioned. Paper 1 honestly is the make or break thing, especially with regard to subjects of which the syllabus is so vast. For example, my domain area is English literature, and the syllabus for English literature is so vast that you can't really put a bracket or a boundary to it. And it is the case with most of the other disciplines like psychology, like political science, like history. Therefore, it becomes very important for you to prepare paper 1 really well. Now, on an average, from each module, there is an expected ratio of questions to be asked, which is 5 per module. However, the number of questions per module may vary. Having said all of this, let's begin with the resources that I used. So, when I started preparing with regard to UGC NET paper 1, I, of course, first of all, looked at the syllabus, identified my strong and my weak areas. So I followed YouTube throughout. I followed YouTube channels, various YouTube channels, but particularly Bharat Kumar sir's YouTube channel with regard to my paper 1. I think he is one of the best educators and one of the best in business. He teaches so well. He teaches exactly what is needed. So I prepared my notes, my basic notes from his lectures, which are available on YouTube. I did not enroll for his coaching. I used YouTube to the best of my ability. So I made my notes from his playlist that is available on the YouTube channel run by him. I'll add the link of the playlist starting with teaching aptitude in the description box just in case if you are interested to check him out. So I followed his playlist for each and every unit apart from maths and DI. You can prepare your basic notes from his playlist. And as I mentioned, he is one of the best educators. He teaches really well. He teaches in a very crisp and to the point way. So that helps a lot. At the same time, he also discusses the relevant questions with regard to the topic that he is explaining. So that really helps you also revise the concept then and there. So I made my basic notes from his playlist. This was my first step. The second step was to skim through KVS Madan. A lot of aspirants actually ask me if it is necessary for them to complete KVS Madan from tip to toe. The answer is no. You have to prepare paper 1 in a way so that you can go at the examination center and answer to the best of your potential. So, what I did, or what the second step was, to skim through KVS Madan. Now, if you have the copy of KVS Madan, I would honestly advise you to get a hard copy or a physical copy of KVS Madan because it also has so many questions towards the end of each module for you to practice. I'll come to that point later. But what I was saying was that when you look at KVS Madan, there are some sections or there are some pointers which are in the book highlighted. So you can definitely make this a point, definitely make this a habit to at least cover the pointers which are highlighted. It is not important for you to read everything from A to Z that is present in the book. You have to study, I'll not say smartly, because I do not believe in smart study. I believe in hard work. Um, that is just my opinion. Anyway, so what I was saying is that there are some phrases and there are some pointers and there are some basic uh, information that is actually highlighted in the book. So make sure that you at least cover the basic information, the highlighted section from this particular book. And towards the end of each module, as I mentioned, there are some questions available. I think there are roughly around 200 to 50 questions available towards the end of each module. So you can practice the questions as well. If you have the e-copy of the book, that's also fine. You can just skim through the book so that you at least cover everything. Don't miss out on any topic that is available in the book, because KVS Madan, I think, is one of the best sources to prepare paper one. But again, as I mentioned, there is no need to do the book from A to Z. Um, so you can have the book, you can just skim through the book, and that is just about it. My third and the most important step was practicing of PYQs. I cannot stress enough on the fact that PYQs are so important. PYQs not only help you predict the kind of questions, at the same time, they also build your confidence and accuracy. PYQs are so important that I just don't have words to explain the importance of PYQs. Just make sure that you practice a lot of questions. Start practicing. I think one of the honest advices that I would also like to give to a lot of aspirants is that start practicing questions from the day you start your preparation. I think we kind of, as because mostly people who are preparing for exams like NET and GATE are also people who are working or are studying simultaneously. So I know it can get a little hectic, but if you will practice questions alongside your preparation, that will help you a lot. um, when I started preparing for NET in my first attempt, this was one of my biggest mistakes, that I delayed practicing questions to the very last, and then they never happened. I did not get ample amount of time left to practice questions. So I think one of the biggest feedback, or one of the honest feedback that I would like to give to all the aspirants, is that you have to start preparing the questions from the day you start your preparation, and that will really make a difference towards the end. You yourself will realize that that habit of yours made a difference. um, I had this particular PDF which had a combined set of question papers from 2014 to 2024, and I practiced almost all of them with regard to paper 1. Having said all of this, I also mentioned previously in the video that I did not do maths and DI from the playlist that I followed, which was Bharat Kumar sir's playlist. So for maths and DI, I made this a habit to at least clear my basic concept and then just to practice some basic questions. And that, I think, did the job for me. Even though I wasn't able to answer all the questions that were there in my question paper with regard to maths and DI, I was, I think, able to answer at least half of them, which I think was a big win for me, considering that I'm really scared of the discipline of maths. Anyway, that's a different story. But yes, you can clear your basic concepts and then just practice. Practice will make everything and anything better. It has that ability to make everything and anything better. So these were a few things that I did with regard to paper 1. While practicing PYQs, one of the most important things that I did for myself was that I maintained these notebooks. I'll attach the picture on the screen for better reference. So I made these notebooks and I call them my notebooks. So the concept is fairly unique. So what you can do is, for the PYQs that you aren't sure in the first go, you can write it down, not the entire question with the answer, just the answer as a statement. And you can later just revise these notebooks towards the end, or you can revise the notebooks weekly, or on an average of 10 days or 15 days as per your convenience. So I maintained these notebooks, I prepared my notes accordingly. And yeah, I think that's it with regard to paper one. I did not do anything extra. I did not run behind a lot of resources with regard to paper one. I think this is a common misconception among people that if you study from multiple books, or if you will study from multiple resources, you will score better. It is not true. You have to study wisely. You have to make sure that you cover everything instead of running behind multiple resources and multiple books. So do not follow a lot of resources, stick to one or two resources, and practice PYQs, practice as many questions and as many MCQs as you can before the exam. Revise everything properly. I think in my previous video, wherein I discussed my domain area, which was English literature, I mentioned that a lot of aspirants do not revise properly, and that is exactly where things go wrong. So make this a habit, make this uh, write this down in your schedule that you have to take out time for revision. So revise everything properly. You can revise every alternate day or weekly as per your convenience, but what you do is you revise. So yeah, that's it with regard to UGC NET paper 1. If you have any query, please drop it down in the comment section, and I'll be really happy to address them for you. I will also be attaching the link for the playlist that I mentioned previously in the video in the description box. I will also be making a strategy video with regard to UGC NET paper 2, which is English literature in my case. So I hope that you check that video out as well. All right, then I hope this video finds um, students who genuinely need it, who genuinely need guidance and advice with regard to UGC NET paper 1. And thank you for watching this video, and I hope you like it. I'll see you very soon. Bye bye.